Welcome to the Calco Roof Truss Nail Gun training video. On this video, we will be discussing the 3 different nail guns we use at Calco, the safety requirements of the guns and their use, the loading of the nails, hand safety, and the correct way to nail off a stud, lintel, and bracing. When using a nail gun, PPE must be worn at all times, which includes safety glasses and hearing protection. The first gun you can see is our most commonly used gun, the Senko framing gun, followed by the Paslode portable framing gun, and lastly the Senko coil gun, used for nailing off bracing on the walls. At all times throughout the day, you will need to check over the safety requirements of the guns you are using, looking for any damage and checking the safety trigger and other controls are working correctly. In this next section, you can see the assembler is checking over the gun first and displaying how to load the nails. The bank of nails is fed through a slot at the rear of the gun, holding the clip, pull back past the nails and then release, now holding the nails in place. Then checking the safety trigger is working. Next we have the Paslode nail gun, again checking the gun for any damage. On this gun you pull the nail holder back first, then insert the nails, and when in place, push in the button and release to hold the nails securely. The assembler is now checking the safety. The last gun is the coil gun, again checking for any damage if there is any. To change the coil of nails, you'll open the main cover, followed by the nail holding clip, place the coil of nails in the main holder and place starting nail into the slot and close both covers. Lastly, checking safety is working. Next, using a small wall as an example, always keep your hands at least 150 millimeters away from the area you are nailing. Never up close, as the nail may hit a knot and skewer off, then hitting your hand, resulting in an injury. Never hold the gun on an angle, as shown, with the gun half on the top plate, as the nail will bounce off timber and into your hand. Keep the gun as parallel as possible. Now, as a live fire example, you can see hand well away and gun parallel and stud now nailed into place. You can see here the correct way to nail off 2 studs, together angling the gun slightly and nailing with a number of nails. Again, this is an example of how to nail off a lintel, and we'll explain the best way to do that now. Firstly, you need to nail off the lintel on the side with 2 nails. On the other side, the assembler is showing you not to nail off from the stud side when there is no room, but from the lintel into the stud with 2 nails, keeping his body and hands well away. Now the lintel is nailed off from the top into the ledger and from the front. Bracing is used on some walls. Here you can see a small example of placing the bracing in place, using the coil gun to nail off each corner, and with the remaining hammering off and nailing finally in place. In conclusion, remember to check over the guns you're using at any time throughout the day. If there was any safety issues at all, disconnect the air first and report immediately to the supervisor or leading hand for the gun to be fixed by the appropriate person. Never rest the gun against any part of your body or climb onto the table whilst holding onto the gun. Take care and be wary when firing the gun, looking for knots in timber, and if firing at an angle, make sure no one is in the line of fire and keep hands at a minimum of 150 millimeters away. Finally, treat the guns with respect and care. Thank you.